What's up, THS? I'm Mrs. Smith from the library. Our theme this week is Parents Just Don't Understand, and these are my top three. For our theme this week, I chose this book first because it's kind of tough to do a book talk on. I'm not really sure how to explain this intricate, puzzling riddle of a book, but it is a masterpiece. It was recommended to me by Miss Manger, who always finds the good ones. Book 3 is called Dig, and it's by A.S. King. Dig is a multi-generational family saga, and in this book you will meet quite a few characters. One of the remarkable things about this book are the names that A.S. King gives her characters. So in this story, you'll meet First Class Malcolm. He's a kid who travels back and forth between Pennsylvania and the Bahamas with his dad. You also meet the shoveler, a kid who carries a shovel around with him everywhere he goes. There is the freak, self-explanatory, I suppose. A girl called May I Help You. She sells drugs out of the drive-through window at Arby's where she works. And then there's also Loretta, who was named after Loretta Lynn, and she has her own flea circus that she trains these fleas and puts on shows for them. All perfectly normal, not weird stuff, right? Exactly. We also meet their respective parents and their parents' parents, and we learn about the dysfunction, the family secrets, and the privilege that informs each of their stories. And also, there are potatoes, lots and lots of potatoes. Reading Dig is like putting together a puzzle, and you've never seen the picture on the outside of the box, and all the pieces are upside down. But I personally love puzzles, so I really liked this book. And that feeling that you get around the last 20 pages or so when everything kind of comes together and the picture snaps is really, really rewarding. So I think you guys might like it too, and perhaps maybe relate to one of our oddly named characters whose parents and grandparents just don't understand. Book number 2 is one of the newest to hit our shelves. It just came out this month, and it is the story of Chloe Behringer, whose parents will do anything to make sure that she gets into the college of her choice. But now the FBI wants to talk to her mom, a B-list celebrity, about just what exactly they did to make sure that she got into SCC. This is Admission by Julie Buxbaum. Chloe Behringer is a senior. She's the daughter of a wealthy, prominent family, and she attends a private school in Southern California. While her peers and her friend groups are receiving their acceptance letters from Ivy League schools, Chloe is meeting with a tutor and trying to retake the SAT because her scores were just not competitive. Between her grades, her SAT score, and her lackluster admissions essay, Chloe's gonna be lucky to get into even one of her safety schools. So her parents hire a coach named Dr. Wilson, who helps secure some accommodations for her. So Chloe gets diagnosed with ADHD shortly after meeting with Dr. Wilson, even though she's never prescribed any medicine for this condition. She gets to retake the SAT in solitude and with an unlimited amount of time. And suddenly her parents are talking up her dad's part Argentinian heritage and telling her that she should mark her ethnicity as Latina on her college admissions applications, even though that this is the first time that she's heard of this Latin heritage in their family before. Well, what do you know? Chloe's score goes up by 240 points, which is a lot, and she gets accepted to SCC. And her parents want to celebrate all of her hard work. But Chloe does not feel like she did any hard work. And all of that is confirmed when the FBI shows up with guns drawn, ready to arrest her mom. as her perfect happy family and her perfect happy social life starts to implode, Chloe has to question her own innocence or ignorance or lack of either, and wonder why her parents thought that the only way for her to get into college was to lie, to cheat, and to bribe her way in. Admission is a honest and timely look at the high stakes of the college admissions process, and it is book number 2 for our list of Parents Just Don't Understand. My top pick for this week may be one of my favorite titles in our library, period. Of course, it's by Elizabeth Acevedo, and of course, it's wonderful. Just really, really good. And now I prefer to read a physical copy of the book, have it in my hands. But this is one case where I might make an exception and encourage you to check out the audiobook. It is read by the author, our favorite, Elizabeth Acevedo, and the title is The Poet X. Our hero in The Poet X is a young girl from Harlem named Xiomara Batista. And like all good YA protagonists, she is trying to find her place in the world. Now, of course, everybody in her life and even outside of her life has opinions about that. The men in her neighborhood feel entitled to comment on her body as she walks down the street. The girls in her neighborhood take one look at her and assume, because of the way that she dresses or the way that she's built, that she's fast and acts a certain way. But one of the loudest opinions that is shaping her life is the voice of her mother. Her mom has some very specific goals for her, and she's not shy about making sure that Xiomara meets those goals. One of those goals is attending confirmation classes. And Xiomara has some opinions about the things that she's taught there, and her mom would like her to keep them to herself. So she feels like her voice doesn't hold the weight or the power that it should. Xiomara is invited to join a slam poetry group at school. And this is kind of a key that unlocks the power of her voice and helps her find it. And I could talk about this book a lot more, but I think probably the best thing to do is just let Elizabeth Acevedo tell you herself.
And my name labors out of some people's mouths in that same awkward and painful way, until I have to slowly say, Xiomara. I've learned not to flinch the first day of school, as teachers get stuck stupid trying to figure it out. Mommy says she thought it was a saint's name, gave me this gift of battle, and now curses how well I live up to it.